Lawmakers in both blue and red states are pushing to charge by the mile instead of by the gallon. It's called a vehicle mileage travel tax, or VMT. Why? Because electric vehicles don't use gas, so government is getting less tax dollars at the pump. But you know, the beast needs to be fed, so you need to pay up. Joining us now, Newsmax columnist, the car coach, and automotive energy and trend sector analyst Lauren Fix. Also joining us, CEO of Canary LLC and author of Switching Gears, the petroleum-powered electric car, Dan Eberhart. So Dan, consumers are basically being forced to buy EVs that they don't want. And some states are outright banning gas-powered cars and trucks within a decade. Actually, I think 2/3 of new vehicles sold in the U.S. have to be electric by 2032. There's different proposals like a registration tax, as well as self-reporting or mandatory tracking. So what could possibly go wrong with state governments monitoring and collecting GPS data each time you get behind the wheel?
Well, look, I think that this is a huge problem. I think the government should be looking at ways to cut wasteful spending and ways to be more efficient rather than implementing a new tax. I think at the end of the day, this will just become, like any other tax or a toll road that's built to pay for a road that never ever goes away. I think that this could create, a new mandate, a new burden on middle-class Americans and reduce our economic productivity and really provide the wrong incentive for folks. I think this could distort, real estate prices, home prices, and stuff in the long term. And it's just frankly a bad idea.
So Lauren, so far there's Virginia, Oregon, Utah, and soon Hawaii will charge drivers every time they go for a ride. A bunch of other states are planning to add tolls all over the place too. And we've been paying an 18.4 cents per gallon federal tax since '93. It hasn't been raised since then. Plus, of course, state and local taxes at the pump. So how should government get funds needed to fix and build roads and bridges?
Right. Well, first off, I should let you know that Texas started yesterday with a $400 when you purchase an electric vehicle, $200 per year to cover the vehicle tax, and they're also going to charge by the mile. Now that just passed, and this is a red state, so you might be surprised. But you got to remember, they got to fix roads and bridges. So there's a couple ways to do it. Either you go with a straight across the board mileage tax, but then they're tracking you because they need to find out what mileage you have, or you can use it when you go, if you have a state that, like New York State where I live, where every year we go in for a state inspection and then they can track the mileage. It would be very difficult to do that with cars that are on dealer plates or people that, that commercial applications. It'd be a little bit more challenging. The other choice is we increase the federal gas tax, which I'm not a fan of, but we did try to drop the federal tax. Actually, it's not as high as the state taxes. Hawaii, New York, Illinois, California have the highest state per gallon tax. So if you got that plus a per mile tax, which they're going to put in place, plus toll roads, it's going to start costing the average consumer a lot of money, whether you purchase an electric car, which is on average $66,000, or gasoline-powered car, which is on average about $34,000, which is why people are just going to keep the car that they have. And again, this is not what the government wants, but anytime you mandate anything, we know what a disaster it is.
Well, we know what's going to happen. Like you said, we're just going to keep paying more and more and more, and eventually they're just going to force everybody into a government train or a government bus. Forget putting the top down.
Hopefully not.
Yeah, no driving on Route 66, folks. All right, Lauren Fix and Dan Eberhart, thank you so much. We appreciate it.